Hi everybody, it's Jennifer from Jennifer Stitches. Good morning, and don't think I'm going to have a problem uploading videos. I've been dealing with this all week, trying to upload a video, and come to find out, I needed to update my app on my iPad. So yeah, that was the main big reason, and I didn't realize that, and yeah. So anyway, going to finally do my weekly, you know, update and drill with me, and hopefully I won't have an issue uploading. I uploaded a video last night about my live stream because I was not happy that I couldn't upload my live stream, and yeah. So anyway, weekly update before I get going into diamond painting and talking. I went to Michael's Wednesday, and I couldn't pass this up. I found all this washi tape. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to make it so you can see at least some of what they say. But it was originally $18, I think. But after I got the 40% off coupon, I got it for $12. So I was really excited about that. And there's a couple on here that I want to use to go around the border of this before I frame it. But yeah, I was kind of excited about that. They had more in there, but I didn't really look at what the other, what was the different designs in that one. So I'm going to go back this week and look and see what I can find, and go from there. But I'm thinking for my Evermoment, either this one, which I don't know if you can see. I can't even see that, but it's like a, I don't even know. And then this one, which looks like an ivy branch. And then there's a couple in here that I thought were pretty. I actually think, darn it, well, there went that. I actually think, and I wasn't trying to knock them all out of the thing, I actually think I like this one. And if you guys can see that, it's like, it's a green with like a little gold like lines through it. So I'm deciding on those, and I can't believe I just knocked all these over. Oh well, I'll find the other one in a minute. Oh, there it is. I didn't have to look for. But anyway, and so did that. I've got some more Mod Podge, and Mrs. Coffee, I did look in Michael's for the the spray that you use, that Patricia's, and I couldn't find it. But that could be just me, because like I said, it was probably looking at me right in the face, and I never even, and if it was a snake, it probably would have bit me. So when I go back to Michael's either this week or next week, I'm going to see if I can find it, and get some. But until now, for now, I've got Mod Podge, and I got a brush to go with it, and also I think there's a diamond in it. Doesn't also, I had gone in there, originally went into Michael's for artist canvases, and because I've been watching a lot of, framing videos, and one in particular I liked, which was Mrs. Coffee's. Again, my attention is solely on you today, Miss Coffee. No, I'm just kidding. But I am going to take part of her idea, and instead of using a frame, I'm going to get an artist canvas, and after I measure the paintings that I have here, and glue that on with my hot glue gun, and then take the matting around, you know, take like scrapbook paper, because I have tons of scrapbook paper from when I used to scrapbook, and going to make a mat out of that, and then put it on the canvas, that yeah, the artist canvas, and do it that way. And I may eventually, you know, get a frame, but right now it seems, how did I miss those two? I'm sorry guys, I've missed two of this one color and I didn't even notice it. Right now I'm just gonna stick with that and go with that, because it seems that's what a lot of other, you know, diamond painters are doing, instead of going out and buying frames. Because I went in there and I was looking at the frames, and yeah, I'm better off doing it that way, yeah, this way, because some of the frames, okay, but the artist canvases are much cheaper, which is a whole lot easier now since I upgraded my phone, and yeah, which that's another subject I'm kind of stressing about, but I'll be okay. So because I was going to get artist canvases yesterday, but they were stocking the store, and they had their carts and what have you all over the place, and I couldn't very well get to any of the canvases. They just, I mean, it's like, it was crazy. I was like, really, you're just gonna sit here and block this when you know people are going to come in here, especially to order something or get something? And yeah, it was just, but anyway, on to the cell phone thing. I don't know how many of you saw my live the other day, but my son needed a new phone, so I went and took him to get the phone. And anyway, long story short, when we were in there on Wednesday, the sales rep proceeded to tell me that the other two lines, which is mine and my daughter's, were due for an upgrade. And I thought, well, I noticed kind of, but the only issue with that is I can't afford to pay for the new phone. Well, he proceeded to tell me about this buy one get one deal. And I said, okay. So we got the phones basically free, and which was all well and good. You know, I'm glad that, you know, we got the phones. So at the end of the whole thing, and you know, I hate going into Verizon, because and I'm one of these ones that, you know, you're going to, you know, sit here and offer me all these other, you know, incentives. I'm one to break down and just say, okay, do it. That's, you know. So, anyway, long story short, we were sitting there, and the sales rep came out and he says, now, you know, you get one of these rechargeable chargers. And I thought, okay, does that come with, you know, is that one of those that come with the phone instead of the actual corded charger? And he tried to tell me yes. And I, excuse me, guys. Goodness. And, you know, he didn't really, he kind of said yes, and then he said no. And, of course, you know, well, he brought out the chargers, and mind you, they're really nice chargers. And I just, so he added them, you know, he added them, you know, onto my account. And, you know, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to do what they usually do when they add stuff like this. They're going to spread the payments for this stuff out over, you know, so many bills. No, that's not what he ended up doing. So I come home, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm doing my live, and I didn't really think about it beforehand. I was just sitting here, and we got talking, and I don't even remember what we were talking. Oh, we were talking about diamond paintings, and, you know, buying the diamond paintings and how many, you know, each person had. And so I had made the statement that I wasn't going to buy a whole bunch just because, and that even if I did, it was going to be tighter after January because of my cell phone bill. And I won't tell you the amount because, I'm not going to stress, and no, it's not happening. It's not, no. So, anyway, I was sitting here after I got off my live and realizing that why I couldn't upload the videos. I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, you know, what is the point of, you know, having these chargers when I can go to, we have what's called a Five Below here, where you can get anything in the store for $5, basically. So, and those of you that do come in my lives, and I know and have met her and have talked to her a couple of times that she's come in, Rebecca Willie, my best friend, she was telling me like this morning, and that they do have the kind of charger that he gave me or put on my account yesterday. They have those at Five Below. So I thought, you know, what is the point of me spending this amount of money for these chargers when I can just go to Five Below and get the same exact ones and save myself $100. So, yeah. So I'm taking them back today, and I'm just hoping and praying that they will accept it back, because I don't have the actual receipt. I don't know what happened to the receipts. I'm still searching for those, and hopefully I can find them before tonight when I go, because I just can't afford what he told me my bill was going to be, and no. So I was stressing about that, and there was just, and I was, you know, and I'm one of these people, and stress, drama, which I don't have much of anymore, but just stress over the littlest, idiotest, stupidest things cause me to have, to be, I guess not sleep is what I want to say, because that's basically what the issue was last night. I didn't go to bed till 2 o'clock this morning. And I know, you know, it was kind of dumb to be sitting here stressing about it, and, you know, and because, you know, I only get, I get paid every month for Skylar, my son, and then every other month for my other son, Justin. And it makes it hard. And I mean, granted, I only went in yesterday for the update. This is my phone. This is my new phone. Those of you that don't know, it's the iPhone XR or XS, one of the two. I can't remember. And that's all I went in for, because he told me that I wouldn't have to pay, because I was trading my old phone in. I wouldn't have to pay for my phone, and also that I wouldn't have to pay for my daughter's phone, which she got the same phone I did. And that's really all I went in there for. And, you know, I guess it's me, because I make some really dumb decisions like that. When, you know, I've even done it when getting cable or, you know, stuff like that. And then I regret it later. And then I, you know, go back and, you know, call them back and redo the whole thing. So it just, and I feel bad because I have to take these back, but, you know, I need my cell phone service more than I do all that, and I'm just not dealing with it, and I'm tired, and I just said, you know what, and then my big thing was, I thought my daughter was going to be upset when I told her that I was returning them, and she said, well, I haven't even used this yet. So I was like, really? And she said, no. And I said, it's been sitting here in your room all night and you haven't used it. And she said, no. I was like, okay. And I said, well, what do you want me to do? And she's like, well, I really don't need it. What is the point when we have the actual corded chargers? Okay. So we're doing that, and I'm hoping that I've learned my lesson, because number one, I mean, it's Christmas time, and I don't want to run myself crazy, and that's the only reason one reason why I went over there, because they told me she was due for an upgrade. This is her Christmas present, so I'm just kind of, because I told Justin, you know, you're getting the phone. Don't ask me for anything else. She doesn't ask me for anything, so I have to go and kind of pull it out of her, and that's like pulling a 10 penny nail out of cement. And I mean, she's not a picky person, and that's the good thing about it. So, and which that was, I mean, like I said, I was worried that she was going to be upset about it, but she wasn't, so I was really, really pleased with it, and I was impressed. So, I'm hoping that, you know, I mean, she likes her phone, so, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. She loves that phone, and she made sure to tell me that. She's like, I like my phone, but I only have one issue. And I was like, oh gosh, what? And she's like, what, I forget what she said. Oh, when she's like on an app or something and you're trying to scroll down, like on Facebook, she does that and she gets down to, like here, I don't know if you guys can see, the white line, that's what, that's what you do when you want to exit the app. So yeah, it's been interesting trying to learn this phone, because I've never ever, you know, had a phone. I've always had a home button on my phone, so it's kind of different that we don't have that, but that's okay. So anyway, now I took after debating and talking to other people, I took their advice, and I waited until this past Wednesday to email Who Can about my order. And well, I wasn't nice in the email, and basically what I told him was, you know, you guys told me I ordered this the same time that I ordered another one, and you guys told me 2 weeks, and I want to know where it's at. First it tells me that, you know, it left the country. Now it's saying that it didn't leave the country, and I mean, I was not happy. And I used some not so nice words, and they emailed me back. This is what they said: you'll get it, please don't worry. And that was the end of the email. And I'm like, really? That's all you're going to say? So I don't know if I'm going to order. I mean, and I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not giving, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to order from Who Can for a while. Because, I mean, number one, they've had issues lately. And now, here I am, waiting for a canvas that hasn't come yet. And it's, mind you, I am not a patient person. I never professed to be. But I'm just not going to deal with it. And I just told him, you know, if I don't get my order, you know, I either want a replacement or I want my money back. And of course, that's what they sent me, was, you will get it, please don't worry. And I don't understand. I just don't. I don't understand how they can be so flippant about it, because it was just like, that really explained everything. And okay, so it's been, and I mean, I'm not complaining, you know, I mean, well, I am going to complain, but I mean, it's not like I don't have a diamond painting to keep me busy, because I do. But until, you know, once this is over, I do want, you know, and I'm one of these ones, you know, of course I haven't, I'm totally opposite when it comes to cross stitch where this is concerned. I'm one of these ones that I think that I'm only going to order, how do I put it? Like, say for instance, I haven't placed an order yet and I'm halfway done with this. I'll go ahead and order another one to have when I finish this and repeat the same process for the next one. I don't want to have, because I don't have a lot of space. I live in an apartment, so there's not a lot of space here. And I don't have space for all these diamond paintings to be sitting in a box and waiting. Would I like, you know, to have something like that? Sure, but I mean, then that would just, you know, then later I'd be sitting here going, why did I order all these? They're just sitting here collecting dust, and then I lose interest in that kit or whatever. So I just said, you know what? So I'm just going to do it that way and go, really? Come on. And just go from that. So, but then, I don't know how many of you have missed or when watching lives, or who hasn't, or who has, and keeping up with, my little accident, boo-boo, I don't know what you want to call it. I fell the other day and fell up the stairs, and well, I didn't realize that, I mean, I realized I hit my knee and I felt it, and I still feel it, and it's a little sore, but I'm going to the doctor next week and we'll see what happens. So when I went to stand up, I had pulled a muscle in my leg unbeknownst to me. I had no clue. And so when I went to stand up and I felt it, I was like, okay. So I limped my way the rest of the way up the stairs, and I came inside, and I got one of the kids to help me to back here to my room, and they helped me sit down and get up heating pad and a chair to prop my leg up on, and I sat here and diamond painted. So it wasn't like I was trying to be lazy. So that was that little, you know, excitement for, I don't know what you want to call it, I guess the week, the day, I don't know. And yeah. And of course, you know, it snowed. Sorry, Mrs. Coffee. Don't mean to cuss. I know you don't like that word. But anyway, yeah. So they told us that we were supposed to get a dusting. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching it snow. So I get concentrating on, you know, my diamond painting. No, I suddenly look up. No, it's not a dusting. I mean, yeah, the ground's covered, but it's not a dusting. It's maybe 2 inches, 3 inches at the most. And yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, really? A dusting? And Yeah, it was an experience. So we sat here, and of course my kids, my boys were upset because they didn't get to stay home from school. They had a 2-hour delay, and they weren't happy. And I looked at them and I said, well, I'm sorry. I mean, I can't very well, change that. And of course, my older son looked at me, Justin, and he's like, do we have to go? I'm like, yeah. You're not staying here. You're not driving me crazy. And he's like, I don't even know what the point is. Well, delayed 2 hours. By the time I get there and do what I got, get into class, blah, 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 my day's almost over, Mom. And I'm like, okay. So, I said, you really need to go. So, he did. And he's gotten to be a little more, I don't know how to put it. His attitude it sucks lately. I don't know what's his deal. I really don't. And I told him about himself the other night, and he kind of looked at me, and of course that, it got him mad. And then he and I stood in the living room, and he started yelling at me, and it was crazy. And I said, you know what, I'm not even going to yell at you because, you think you're just, I just don't even know how to explain it. And then he got on this tangent about, well, you and Miranda hate me, blah, blah, blah. We don't hate you, dude. Where is this coming from? And I think he thinks that we hate him because of his father. And I had to sit down and explain this to him. And I told him, I said, son, we don't hate you. It's your actions and the way that you come across to people. And I said, there's times sitting here in the house when you and I are having a conversation and you come across with this attitude. And it's unacceptable, and I'm not going to accept you, having this attitude. And it's, no. Next thing I know, I'm standing in the kitchen, and all of a sudden, he's hugging me and having this meltdown. And, I don't know where. And I talked to his dad about this yesterday, and of course that just went out the door with that, because his dad has this thing, I don't care attitude, and he thinks that he's always right. And so he got upset with me yesterday because I didn't call him and tell him about this. And I said, why am I going to tell you something when every time I tell you something, you blame me for it? You say I'm babying him, and I'm not doing it. And it's, and so I had asked him also, I said, well, what are you getting your son for Christmas? I'm not getting him anything. And I just looked at him, I just sat there and I was like, why? He says, because he doesn't want to have anything to do with me. Okay, well, maybe there's a reason why our son doesn't want anything to do with you. And, I don't know. And I was just between that and between the Verizon issue, and then, coming home having to deal with that, and with his, blatant, I don't care attitude about how his son is acting, I don't care. I'm, and I told Justin, I said, son, you know, he thinks that, everybody thinks that he's going to end up like his dad, and because his dad is a big jerk, big time, and that's putting it mildly. I could say something else, but I'm not going to. And he's like, I've watched the way his father is, and he's like that with a lot of people. And I've told him time and time again, you can't be like that to people. Well, when you start, and he has 2 other kids from a previous marriage. And he's like that with his other 2 kids, and he's like that with, he's been like that with Justin. And it's gotten to a point that Justin, you know, doesn't want anything to do with him, which I can't say I blame him. And he, you know, his father doesn't understand that. And I told him, I said, well, you know, look at the way you are. I said, you've been like this, you know, as long as I've known you. I said, you're not going to change. And, you know, I don't care what you say. And, you know, it's just not, you know, you're not going to change. Plain and simple. And, well, of course, because I take up for my son, I'm babying him. So I've gotten to a point that when he makes, you know, when he calls me on the phone and he makes these snide-ass remarks like that, I just hang up. And I text him and I'm going to say, look, you know, you have been in and out of his life for 17 years. You don't know anything about the way I raise him. And, you know, if you don't like the way I've raised him, then you don't have to be a part of his life. And he thinks, the whole thing is he thinks I should yell and scream at him. And I'm not going to do that. Yes, I have yelled and screamed at him a couple of times. I'm not going to do that. It's, yeah. So I just, and I'm sorry, you guys didn't want to hear all that. It's just days that, But, anyway, so, as you guys can see, we're going to get back to the diamond painting subject. As you guys can see, and those of you that weren't in live last night, where did this come from? I'm getting, oh my God, diamonds, and I don't know where they're coming from. I hope they didn't pop off. I'm going to have to find something better to do with this canvas instead of rolling it, because I don't know how else to keep, not unless I stop what I'm doing and roll this. I think that's what I'm going to do before I go to Mrs. Coffee's live, and roll this, because I don't want any more diamonds popping off. I mean, they're not popping off, and I'm going to make sure they don't, or pop out, because I see a couple of them that, you know, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And I see one I missed, and I didn't realize I missed one when I did that section. So, in there. So, anyway, y'all didn't want to hear about my daily baby daddy drama crap, and I'm sorry. So, I'll have to look that up later. So anyway, other than that, I think that's... I'm recording. Stand by, guys. What? Huh? Do me a favor. Go look up in the cabinet. Actually, go look on top of the refrigerator. There is a thing of white vinegar. It's clear white vinegar on top of the refrigerator. It should be. There should be a bottle. If it's there, let me have it, because this doesn't work. And I need something heavy to go across. And if you find it, put it on the dining room table, please. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My daughter came out to, I guess, be nosy. Haha, funny. I'm kidding. So, also, I wanted to let you guys know that after the new year, I'm going to start adding... I probably could now, but because, you know, there's only a week away from Christmas, and I'm just going to go ahead and just leave it, the channel the way it is right this minute. After the new year, I'm going to start adding Stitch With Me videos, because I mean, most of you know I cross stitch, and I had tried to start doing that, and it just, I didn't get to, so I'm going to do that. And I mean, I'm not giving up the diamond painting, but I mean, there'll probably be like one a week of those. So just wanted you guys to know, so that any of the cross stitchers that want to come or want to view the video, and I haven't decided if they're going to be lives yet. I might do maybe one cross stitch live Stitch With Me. I don't know yet. I have to sit down and think about that one. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here because I want to go use rolling pin or vinegar bottle and roll it across the top of this, and then get ready for Mrs. Coffee's live. But until then, you guys have a good week, and I will see you all next week. Those of you that were in my live last night, because it didn't get uploaded because of the fact, you know, I had to update my app, I'm going to do a redo tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Because I kind of, you know, I was really kind of frustrated, and yeah. So I think what I'm going to end up doing anyway is just switching my lives from Thursday to Saturday night instead of trying to do Thursday, because it seems like everybody's doing a live on Thursday. So, yeah. But anyway, so that is it, and I will see you all next time, and you guys have a good week.